Hello everyone. This engagement that I'm about to show happens in M-O, the entry system to tribute. The focus for this video is going to be an example of communication between fleet members and how important it can be in a small gang engagement. Often, most larger engagements consist of listening to one person, the FC and the scout, maybe talking back and forth, but beyond that, just doing what you're told. But in smaller groups, it's really important for individual members of the gang to communicate their situation if they need to, so others can react to it, and so you can all support each other and be more effective. It's also important in a gang like this to not give information that's superfluous or not really necessary. Now, it can be difficult to know what's important information and what isn't just starting out, but over time, as you do these types of gangs that are smaller, you'll get a really good sense for what you need to say, when you need to say it, and how you need to say it. But if you don't already know, it's always best to speak up and be told to be quiet or to shut up rather than to stay quiet and not say something that maybe you really should have said or that could have really affected the decision making that was going on between you and all the fleet members. So hopefully we can show that in this video. And for how this video is going to play out, at first it'll just be commentary with the video, and afterwards there will be comms from the actual engagement along with comments in the bottom left just to go along with it and point out specific things from the comms. To start off the engagement, we are looking to fight 4 Drakes and 2 Hurricanes. And we have 3 Drakes and a Comet. Now the Comet isn't on comms with us. Optimally he really should be, and he ends up having to manage himself and do what's best for him. But we start off with 3 Drakes and a Comet. We get a couple of reinforcements, and they get reinforcements as well. At the start, before any of this kicked off, they were in a safe spot, maybe a couple of 1,000 kilometers off the Tazy Gate in M-O. We decided at the very start to send in a couple Drakes and warp them to the spot that they were at by probing them first and just sending 2 Drakes there. The idea behind this is just so that we're not overly threatening at the start and just to encourage them to engage us. So we send in 2 of the Drakes, and then once we grab aggression from them and you can see that they want to fight us and that they shoot back, we bring in the other couple of ships that we have. Also, a quick note about the footage that you see. It's from Willadama's Drake, and the rest of us are in passive Drakes and passively tanked Houses. So, as the frep starts, we warp into 50 kilometers, but that actually puts us right on top of a Jaguar that's also with them. And I get everyone to jump in and warp to me and my Drake. Someone says they're going to warp to me at 0. That's really bad, especially because I have hard tackle on me. By the time he lands, there might be tacklers or other ships right on top of where I am, and he might get tackled as well. In ships that are as mobile as this, it's always a good idea to warp in at range. You can always make up the range if you need to, and it'll put you in a position where you're not going to be tackled. Now, even though that it was a mistake on the Talos' part to say that he was going to warp to me at 0, it's good that he communicates that information so I can correct him. Now, with regards to the Talos that jumped in for us, he actually crashed on jump-in, and he'd have let us know that as well, so now we know not to expect him for a little while, and as he's logging back in, he also asks us for a warp-in, so he knows who he can get back to when he does log in and load system again. So we've killed off the Jaguar that had me tackled, and our next primary, we have to choose between Hurricanes and the Drakes, and both are close to you, then it just makes much more sense to shoot the Hurricanes. They do a lot more damage. They have newts, which are more dangerous than webs in some cases, and they die much more quickly. So we primary one of the Hurricanes. Unfortunately, he burns away from us, and we don't have any hard tackle on him. He's able to just move away, and this is pretty much the best thing for him to do. But for us, we can't really keep shooting him because he can just warp off, and it doesn't make sense to keep shooting him. So since he's out of our range, and we can't follow him because he's moving in towards his gang, we switch off to a Drake, and at this point our Comet has warped off. He just has to manage himself since he's not on comms. And once we switch to this Drake, we shoot it for a bit and then decide that we want to switch to a hurricane, which has come closer. And even though we've done a little bit of damage to the Drake, once the hurricane starts getting primaried, it'll still go a lot faster than the Drake, and its needs can be pretty dangerous. At this point, I am being primaried in my own Drake, and I'm burning away with overloaded MWD, and I have my invol overloaded, and I'm running my point, and that actually causes my point to run out even though I'm not overloading it. So I don't have a point for the rest of the fight. So I'm trying to coordinate points with less ships than we have, and I let everyone know not to expect a point from me. And the one person that had point on it loses point, and I tell Will and his Drake that I don't have point, and he goes and gets a point. And if that didn't happen, he might have just warped off in structure. But since we communicated our situation, whether we had tackle or not, we were able to secure that kill. This is the point in the fight that we're thinking about the possibility of them possibly deciding that they want to leave. We have similar numbers and we're in more control of the situation. So what we're trying to do now is spread points across as many of them as we can. This is very important communication-wise, because if we all point the same person, then you've all pointed the primary and they've all warped off and you've only had to get one more kill. And you want to keep as many of them there as possible. And we're really close to 2 of the Drakes, so we're trying to get people to hold point on the 2 close Drakes and then have everyone else move off to the further ones away. Now that separates us a bit, but it's okay to separate in a situation like this because we're sort of cleaning up, and it's in the situation where they don't have that much left. They're really not as in control of the situation as we are, so it's okay for us to separate a little bit, and we can all, most of us are in Drake, so we can generally project damage fairly well. And it's a toss-up between which Drake to primary because, we're in different positions, but we just decide to go for the Drake that has most damage done to him. Will and the Drake eventually gets out of range of the primary, and he just decides to shoot the Drake that's close to him. And in this case, it's okay to shoot what's best for you if you're not going to be able to hit the primary, and you're assigned to tackle something else. These guys that we're fighting live in the system. They're reshipping and coming back in new ships while we reduce their numbers. We kill the Drake that's further away. He burns out of Will's block range so you don't see it, but he eventually does die. Will's trying to manage interceptors who can be a problem for us by keeping us on grid, just by they're using their long point, as well as them having a scram. The hard tackle can obviously be very dangerous to us. Here a Cinnabal comes in, and you can see that it's come in right on top of a Drake that Will is at, and it's a very mobile ship. So this is an example of how warping directly to 0 can be very bad, because this Cinnabal does that to this other Drake. He lands right on top of him. This Drake is immobile. This Will is on top of this Drake. He has a point on him, and he's able to immediately web the Cinnabal as he comes in. And if Will was a bit quicker approaching the Cinnabal with his MWD on, he would have kept him there and kept that web on him and allowed the rest of us to catch up to him and killed him. Luckily for him, Will wasn't as quick, and I guess he was managing other things. He wasn't able to keep up with him. But you can see from this example how it can be dangerous to warp to people at 0, especially when you're in a mobile ship and you can make up the distance once you land anyway. In addition to that, the Cinnabal also makes a good primary target to call, because not only is it expensive, but in a fight like this it's also very mobile and much faster than any of the ships that we have, and because of that it's able to hold point on any of the ships that we have and keep them on grid and prevent them from warping, and that can be really dangerous for ships that are sort of in low shields and really wanting to try to get out, and then suddenly they get pointed by a Cinnabal that's able to keep up with them and prevent them from doing that. So since he's able to move away and basically becomes a target that we can't catch, we just decide to go back to the targets that are much closer to us. Will switches his point and webs back onto the Drake that he had tackled, and we primary it immediately after the Drake that we killed far away from his position. And after that Drake goes down, next target for us is a Hurricane, but at this point being pressured in my own Drake, and I'm calling the fight, and I need to warp off, so I've let everyone know that I'm going to be warping off, and this tells them 2 things. They have one less ship on the field, but They also don't have me calling the fight for them, and someone needs to step up and call it. And it's important in a situation like this, and especially in a small gang, for as many people as possible to sort of have an understanding and awareness of what's going on in the fight and not simply just be following orders, so that if something happens to the person that's directing everyone, that someone else can pick up and keep things going. And you need to keep on communicating and calling targets and organizing things amongst the people who are left. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to react to the situation autonomously and just be able to manage your own ship. So we go for the Hurricane next. We try to spread points. The Talos lets us know that he's really low on cap. So we go for the things that he's tackling, because he might not be able to hold tackle for too much longer because his cap situation is kind of dire. At the same time, our Comet, who's actually still not on comms, comes in and kills an Ares earlier, and he's killing a Harpy now. He's trying to take it down, and it's a bit more dangerous target for him, and it was, I think, a good decision from all of us, without just being told, just to put all our drones on the Harpy, just to support the Comet. Even though this guy's not on comms, noticing that he's fighting the Harpy and having him on watch list, you can just make the decision autonomously without being told to, send your drones that way and then help him out. Sort of tip the fight in his favor. It was sort of like a 1v1, while you keep your large guns on the Drakes and bigger things. And that's a really important thing about watch list, where you can sort of see what situation other people are in and support them without them having to necessarily tell you. And that's more or less where the fight ends. One Drake manages to get out. We don't actually lose anything. We do a good job of communicating how we're doing and warping out, and our positioning was generally pretty good. At this point, the fight will be replayed again, but this time with the comms, and there will be comments in the lower left where you can just pay attention to, and you can see what specific things we're saying and why they're important.
Tell us when, Duncan.
Oh, fuck's sake. Jump in. I'm scrambled the Jag.
Okay, go.
We're bringing Duncan Tanner zero.
No, not zero. I just said I'm scrambled by the Jag.
Let's go for Takamatsu and Hurricane.
Yeah, Taka and a Hurricane.
I'm gonna point Sulu.
Okay, I'm gonna go for Taka.
My fucking Eve crashed.
Taka's running away. Let's go for, we gotta go for Zulu. Go for Zulu.
He's webbed. Oh. Yeah, go for Zulu.
I hate getting fucking primary.
Got point on alias.
Let's switch the Hurricane, Princess.
The Prince of Persia. Yeah, Prince of Persia.
Got Prince what?
Don't brawl the jacket, don't brawl.
Yeah, burning away.
I burned up my point, just so you guys know.
You got Prince? Have you got Prince? Who's got him pointed?
Who's a warping?
Duncan.
Who's got Prince pointed?
I've got alias pointed.
I don't have Prince.
I've got a point.
Okay.
Okay, I'm warping in.
Alias after Prince. The Jakku, can you burn?
Yeah.
I'm landing.
I'm not
Primary
pointed or
again.
anything.
Go, get a point on Drake, get a point on Robert. Merc, get a point on Robert.
I got
Roger.
Alias now.
Go for Alias. Alias primary. Get a point on Robert. Who has Zulu?
I got it.
Who has Zulu? Okay, Merc, get Zulu, Merc.
I have Zulu. I have
Primary
Zulu.
alias.
Might have to open a bit.
Who has alias?
I have alias.
Who has Zulu? Okay, fine.
I have Zulu.
Let's burn past them and get ready to get the other two.
Gotta walk out.
Okay.
I'm gonna point Robert when alias is about there.
Okay,
Yeah.
Zulu then.
Go for Robert.
Guys, someone come and try to get. Robert? Oh, Robert's near you guys.
Go for yeah.
I'm shooting Zulu. I can't keep.
Okay,
pointing
go
on
for Zulu. Go for Zulu. Will
Yeah.
on Robert.
Robert.
Can someone get a point on Gallup?
Only you and Will have points. Only you and Will have points. Zulu's primary.
Here's a good weapon.
Go to Duncan. Duncan's a good weapon.
The stiletto.
That's fine. Just tank both of them.
Switching to antimatter. I'm burning in. I want to go on DPS.
Stiletto's got a scram, by the way.
After Zulu. Oh fuck's sake! The stiletto. I'm in low shield. I'd like to get. Actually, it's okay. I'll just burn. After Zulu, we'll go for Robert.
Cinnabon.
We'll go for the Cinnabon after Zulu. We're gonna go for Cinnabon after Zulu. Cinnabon?
Get webs.
Can anyone invite?
Cinnabal's web.
For Cinnabon?
He's burning away from me. I'm not getting any closer.
Who needs lead invite?
I have it, it's okay.
Okay, I lost web. Okay, let's switch.
Go for Robert.
Who do you need to keep point on?
I got Robert.
I need to warp out and come back.
Who's a warp in?
Imperial blood.
Stay on Robert.
Watch out for these Aries.
Give me a point on Takamatsu Doko. I think we should go for the Hurricane next.
Or you just find something else to find.
Kamunga needs an invite.
Got him. Okay, let's go for Takamitsu. That's secondary.
Oh, Robert's not dead yet, yeah.
Secondary, he said.
Okay, Roger.
I got him point.
I lost point because
I got him.
okay, I'm like really low cap, so
Just don't burn too much then.
yeah, I know.
Jakku, who are you pointing?
Alias is back in a Drake.
I'm putting damage on Taka. They're trying to get me because I'm very low shield.
Taka's going down. Point Alias.
I'm gonna point.
I have a point on Alias.
Galta.
Can we go for Alias? I'm right near. I can't burn around.
Just go to
Jesus Christ, I'm off
The
grid.
Cinnabon is coming in for me. I'll try and get webs on him, but I'm really low shield. I'll probably die. Actually, better not do that.
Primary is alias.
Yeah, Roger.
That's a hobby. Let's deal with that first.
I'll put the drones on the Harpy.
Fucking warp too well.
Nice.
I've got a warp.
I'm just putting my drones on him if I can't hit him with my blasters. Someone have a point on the Harpy?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, someone get a point on Galtac, and then that's all of them. We'll kill Alias, then I guess finish the Harpy, and then Galtac.
I got Galta. He's burning off now though.
Okay, well, we're not
just
insane.
sleeping.
Could you go after him?
I can't even pulse my microwork drive.
Fuck, this guy's on.
Somebody whip the stiletto. Oh, he's not.
Don't think we lost anyone.
Nice.
Good job, Will.
They all dead?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's looking pretty
half
good.
armor.
Did we lose anything?
No, didn't lose anything.